Hello everyone. So this is Alejandra Gomez and I'm gonna be doing a two similar cards using the following stamp sets. One is Garden in Bloom, and I'm gonna be using the sayings from Ribbon of Courage. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to start making this Facebook Live videos every Thursday on 7 p.m. Central Time, just to see if you have any questions or if there's anything in particular that you want to ask me about the Stampin' Up! Products, and also just to see how I am doing the cards. So anyhow, as you see me on my Facebook channel, usually I show the cards that I am making, and I pretty much give you the measurements. So anyway, so this is not going to be any different than that. So let me just take this one for right now away. So for right now, the card base that I'm using is Whisper White, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a piece of powder pink, and this one is 4 by 5 1/4. And there is, like you see, there is already a hole inside, which is this piece that I already die cut prior to this video. And so I used this one. I used the layering squares framelits, which are this one, and these are really cool because they have the square and it also has the scallop square, so they coordinate. And what is really cool about it is that it also coordinates really nice with the stitch framelits, stitch shapes framelits, which what is pretty cool about them is that you have the squares and it has the stitches, but then you also have circles and ovals, which of course coordinate with the layering circles and with the layering ovals. So that's kind of cool about this one. You get a lot of dies on this one set. So, and they have become really my staple. I've been using them a lot lately. And if you see, I'm using the layering square on the stitch shape square on this one, and you can see the stitches here. And as I said in the beginning, it really coordinates really nice with the scallop. You can see how you make a really nice border around that square. So I'm using that one, and then I'm using also a piece of Design Series paper, and this one is out of the whole lot of lovely Design Series paper, which I'm sure you by now, if you've seen my YouTube channels, my YouTube videos, you have already known that I'm in love with this paper. I mean, this is the one that has all the floral designs, and I'm just enjoying it a lot. So this is gorgeous. So anyway, so I use this one in the back. I actually had a video today in my YouTube channel using this side, so this time I'm going to be using this one. And like I said, it's a really cool paper pack, and definitely it's very easy for you to make or design cards out of that one. And I don't think I need this scrap. Oh yeah, I need to say that I need a scrap of the 1 inch, and really this one, it doesn't matter how long it is, because you'll see me, I'll be cutting some of it. So anyhow, so let's start doing the stamping. And as far as the stamp set, pretty much, this is not a brand new stamp set. It has been already with the Stampin' Up! I want to say maybe a couple of years, at least one, but I know it has been a little bit longer. But anyway, I'm going to be using this flower and the leaves, and I do like the sayings. However, I feel like I wanted to use this one. I love this saying in particular, with faith all things are possible, because I think I can use this card to cheer up anyone that needs a little bit of, to lift their spirits up and whatnot. So I feel like I really want to use that one. So anyhow, so let's see. As far as ink pads too, let me just show you. I'm going to be using Basic Black, So Saffron, White Wasabi, and Powder Pink. Powder Pink is really the color that I'm using on my cardstock, so it kind of coordinates with that one. And so we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to be using the black right now, the Basic Black. And I tend to use the, I'm going to use this scrap of paper here. I tend to use the archival a lot of the times, just because I feel like the black is really black. It's a true black. And I know it sounds funny, but I know that some ink pads kind of, when you stamp later on, it kind of looked like purplish. This one seems to be really black. The only thing is that this one is not a foamy one, so it's kind of like the ones we used to have with the Stampin' Up! Before. And so you do have to be tapping a little bit harder and need to make sure you have enough ink everywhere to have a really dark image. So anyway, so I'm going to be putting it somewhere here. And again, I'm trying not to rock it. I'm just pressing hard, or firmly, I should say. Not really hard, but firmly. And you know what? One thing that I forgot on my... I need to use my foam pad, which... Let me see. Where I left it. We'll see. Where is it? I had it here. So just give me a second. But anyway, let me just... lift it. Here it is. But for the other section, I probably need my my foam mat. Goodness gracious, sorry about that. I can't find it. Okay, let me use this one. I don't know what I did with it. So let's just a brand new one that I have. I know I have one that I've been using here. So anyway, let me just put it here. So I'm just putting my foam mat, and the reason I use the foam mat is because you kind of need it to get a better image. Like if you see the clear ones have like a little foamy, and so your images look better with hard surfaces. This one doesn't really have any of that foam, so you kind of need that foam to make a better impression on your in your image. And you'll see what I mean, especially with the ones that it's a solid image. It will look better, or you will ensure that you have a better coverage of your image. So anyway, so like I said, this one you have to tap a little bit harder, and we're gonna be putting them somewhere here. And again, you just press firmly. You do not rock it because you don't want to have any other thing there. So let me just see, and there we go. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the powder pink, and this one is the foamy one, so you kind of have to be tap, and you'll see you get the color. And one thing that I forgot to mention, but this one, if you see, has a little point. That makes it easier for you to know how you're going to stamp it. So it kind of line up with that one. And so I'm just using that as a reference. And because I'm using that foam, it makes it better. You'll see that I transfer better the color into the paper, you see? Now, just so that you know, it's not, there's nothing wrong with this. You can see that the stamp is designed to do a lighter and a darker side, so that's exactly what's happening here. So, and then for the leaves, I'm going to be using the white wasabi. So white wasabi, the same thing, tap, 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 and we're going to be doing that. There we go. And then I'm also going to be using, let me just take this one away for a second. I try to always close them because every now and then I make a big mess. with the stamp set. So anyhow, so let's just do this, and I'm going to stamp the center. And so here is the image. There we go. So now the last thing that I have on this particular card is I'm gonna be stamping my saying, and the saying will be, sorry. Yeah, it's very easy. So anyway, so let's see. So I'm gonna be inking the saying, and again I'm using the one that says, "With faith, everything is possible." Okay, and let me just see. Hopefully that goes well. All right, and here we go. And let's just see. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is on this one, I'm going to be cutting in the middle, and then, you know what, let me just cut somewhere here. Yeah, so then I'm going to be doing point to point so I can have that banner. I could also use, you know, the triple punch banner, I mean, but it's just the one, so I feel like this goes faster too, so. Alright, and so now I can assemble my card. So as usual, I'm just folding in half my card base. I'm going to be gluing my design series paper, and I always like to use the what is this? The fast fuse, as I mentioned in the past. I live in Texas and it is too hot, and so I really don't want the car to arrive and everything is coming on glue. So there we go. Then I'm gonna be gluing this to my card base. Okay, here we go. And here is where the design part starts. I think I'm going to be putting this one like so, and this one here. What do you think? Probably like so. And you know what? I probably want to cut a little bit. I think like it is too pointy, probably a little bit less. There we go. Okay, and so hold on for a second. Something dropped here. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting here. All right, I'm gonna be putting this here. All right, here. And then I'm going to be gluing these. Oh, and I ran out already of these, so let me just change that. And there's another one of those. So if you were wondering about this, you just put a new one. You just have to do it like so. Super easy. And I'll just put this one here. And this one I'm going to be popping up with the dimensionals. So I have here some dimensionals. So let's just use one in each corner. And one in the center. And I'm going to be peeling off I'm going to be peeling off this. Alright, I hope you are enjoying it. And I'm going to be putting it here. How about that? And so this is pretty much the card that I am making. I'm going to be doing a second version of this card, and it's the same colors and the same stamping, but I'll show you a different way to do this card. So hold on for a second. So I have all my paper here, and let's just do the same process again. And my card base is pretty much the same. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. That's very nice of you. So the next, like I said, it's going to be pretty much the same, although it's a different way to do it. And so the card base is again 5.5 by 8.5, and is whisper white. Then I have a piece of, again, the powder pink, and this one is, oh my goodness, 4 by 5 1/4. Then I have this piece of whisper white, and this one is 3 3/4 by 5. The same thing happened. I cut a piece of the, again using the layering squares, and I used the larger one. I cut this one, and then using the stitch shapes frameless, which is this one again, the ones that has the circles and the squares and the ovals, I cut also the biggest one of the squares with this one. I didn't cut it, one thing that I wanted to mention, I didn't cut it from here, because this is the part where you're going to be writing to the recipient. And so I felt like if it is on the front, typically you're not really writing anything, and so it didn't matter. But when you are using this one as writing, I feel like if there is a hole, it will be kind of cumbersome to be writing if you have like a hole. So that's the reason this time I didn't do the square. I didn't cut, or I didn't die cut the square out of this one. Okay. So anyway, then the last two parts that I have here, this one, and on this one I do need my ruler, because I know it is 5 1/4 for this, but it is 1 7/8, and then this one is 5 by 1 6/8. So it's still 1/4 shorter, but it's using the 8s, and you'll see why I'll have to do that. But anyway, so let's do the stamping, and again, it's going to be the same as I did in the other one. Let me use my foam mat again. I'm going to put the foam mat, and it's going to be exactly the same. So if you didn't see how I did that, here is the second chance to see it. So again, I'm just inking, and paying attention where I do my point, because that's how I'm going to line it up with the solid image. Again, I'm just pressing firmly, but not rocking it. All right, and the same thing with this, with the lips. All right, so I'm gonna close this one because I don't want to make a mess here. All right, and then the same thing, using powder pink and the solid image, tap, 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 and line it up again where the point was for my flower. And again, you just hold it firmly. And using the wild wasabi for the leaves. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, well, I didn't line up perfectly, but it's okay. It looks nice. And then the self saffron will be for the center of my flower. There we go. All right. So let me just bring the card because I'm going to be, in this case, I'm going to be popping up this one. So I'm going to be using the dimensionals here. We go. All right. And I know I use a lot of the dimensionals. I don't know what it is with me and dimensionals. I can't live with them. All right. Okay. So all right, so this is that. So here's the part. So I'm going to be folding in half my card base. And then I'm going to be folding this one again in half. So again, I'm just highlighting the points for the corners. And so this is where these two are going to go. So let's do this. I'm going to be going this one here. Then I'm going to be doing this one, and this is going to be what is going to be here. And this is the reason why I have to be using 8s, because I always like to have the same kind of border, like 1/8 of a border. So definitely need to do that when you're using half of your cardstock for the card base. And so here's where it's getting interesting. This one is going to go here. And so I feel like, so the area where you're going to be writing is here. So I'm going to be putting here with fate all is possible. Yes, here. So let's do that at the very bottom of this one. Let's just see. And I usually like to stamp everything first before gluing it, because if for some reason I don't like it, I can always use the other side of the cardstock. And if it is already glued, then you don't have that option. So say that I thought it was cricket or something, I could always do the back. So anyhow, so this is going to be here. I'm going to give it a second. Usually the black is a little bit more, I don't know. Here we go. I'm going to line up this one. I don't know if there's that so much. I'm going to put it again with this one because I don't want to, I don't know if it's completely bright, the black, so alright. So I'm going to line it up here. Alright, this is going to be here. And then if you've noticed, you can only put glue on this side, like on half of this one. So I'm going to be making sure I only put glue on that side. And let's see. I'm just going to put it here. And so voila, this is what it is. Again, very quick, very simple card. So you can see how this one opens rather than this one that opens that way. So very simple, very easy to do. Hope you really like these ones. I really like making quick and simple cards. And so anyhow, like I said, this stamp set is the Garden in Bloom, and like I mentioned, it's not a brand new one. It is for me because, as you can see, I have not used it. but anyway, it's still in the catalog, in the annual catalog. And then of course I'm using the Ribbon of Courage. In what I like of this one, it's all the sayings. I feel like the sayings are great, and of course this ribbon can be used for so many reasons. So anyway, the last thing I just want to share with you is I'll put the link of all the products on the comments, so that if you want to recreate these cards, you know which stamp set and what code and whatnot. If you want to purchase anything, you can use the code. I'm just gonna put HFRRF2RE, and if you do so when you're placing your order, I'll be sending you the paper to recreate these cards. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll hope to see you here again next Thursday. Okay, thank you so much and have fun. All right, bye. Oh, if you have any questions, you can always leave comments and I'll go back and review them. Thanks so much. Bye.